My name's John Thompson. I design electronics for model airplanes. I get to be an inventor. I'm the toy maker. It's great. Realistically, I joined the IB program because my mom wanted me to. But at the same time, in the position I'm at now, doing what I love, I wouldn't have done it any other way.
The goal of the IB program is to provide a rigorous and comprehensive program for students that really takes into account the whole student. It's really looking for something that's comprehensive and diverse.
What sets IB apart from all these different high school programs, IB has a lot of focus on core skills rather than core facts.
We're not just teaching routines and procedures, but we're really giving them the tools that it takes to solve problems, and they're routinely experiencing problems that are different from any problem they've seen before.
Really making high school learning more of a research experience and an intellectual adventure than a bunch of classes that don't have anything to do with one another.
IB is not simply a program that is designed to prepare you only for college. IB prepares you for life.
As an educator, as a teacher, and now as a superintendent, I just continue to believe that as the adults, we don't ask enough of our kids, and in doing so, they never realize what they're capable of. And so what I appreciate about the IB program is that it really pushes students out of their comfort zone and to achieve things that perhaps they didn't think possible.
Thinking analytically in terms of problem solving definitely will be a huge thing I'll take into my future career. I think the IB program was that first step that I had into facing these new challenges and to be able to think much, much differently than I've ever thought before.
Before I started the IB program, I was really shy, really timid. I wasn't comfortable in front of people, in front of cameras. Being in IB has helped me to see how much I really can do, and it's taught me to be a better leader.
I'm the Northwest Director for an organization called the American Association of University Professors. The AAUP is the organization in charge of making college college. There's just no way that I would have ever gotten as far down the path I've gone in higher education without International Baccalaureate. There's just no way.
When I first started at college, I was just blown away by how much free time I had compared to being in the IB program. Everything seemed so easy.
I had been doing more and harder work as a senior in high school doing IB than I did as a college freshman.
You get to college, the teachers, they're not your babysitter anymore. They're gonna give you the assignments, they're gonna teach you what they're paid to teach you, and it's gonna be your responsibility to learn it.
Once you're out of high school, the opportunities that you will have to closely engage with really smart teachers are very few. It is very hard to get the attention of professors and even busy teaching assistants once you're in college. And that process of writing, having your writing critically reviewed by someone that gives you really great feedback, those are all things that outside the International Baccalaureate program in most high schools don't exist. It's better than a college experience in a lot of ways because your mentorship relationship with your faculty member is much closer.
The teachers in the IB program are, in my opinion, some of the best that I've ever had. They helped to cement my passion for learning.
They really helped me develop not just as a student, but I think largely as a person.
The teachers are all really invested in what they do and helping you to learn and to do well on the exams and after exams in your life. The most dedicated teachers I've ever had were part of this program.
We value things outside of the classroom that students are doing. They're required to do community service and be involved in athletics and be involved in the arts. And so a lot of those things that students are doing as part of the IB program actually happen outside the classroom.
You really get to know your fellow classmates really well. And I think that camaraderie that you build of going through this program all together is something that you don't get in any other program.
When things got hard in terms of classwork and getting those volunteer hours done and all that stuff, you weren't alone.
It brings us together in a way that allows us to work together and build off of each other. And it's amazing. It's simply amazing just how well we work with one another.
The relationships that I built there, I still carry on now. I think that is one of the most important aspects of the IB program.
The single biggest reservation that I had when I was in your shoes was whether or not I could do the work. I had this picture in my head of incredibly difficult course material that there was just no way that I could possibly ever wrap my brain around. And all this was made worse by the fact that I had older friends that were a year or two ahead of me in school, and they would tell me the kinds of things that they were working on in their International Baccalaureate classes, and that freaked me out. I was so scared that there was no way that I could marshal the mental energy necessary to tackle this stuff. And I was wrong about all of that. And I think that you're probably wrong about all of that if you're thinking that it's going to be too hard or too complicated or too much work. International Baccalaureate is like weightlifting, in that when you lift weights, the only way that you grow muscle and develop new capacity is by lifting progressively more weight. You have to stretch beyond your comfort zone. You have to push harder before you develop new muscle. And the exact same thing is true of your intellect.
You don't have to, take those all-nighters to get your work done. You just need to manage your time wisely. Working in the IB program, handling the amount of workload that you have, and the skills that you develop help you do that successfully.
You have to work hard to get anywhere in life, and this program will prepare you better for life than any other program that you could do in high school.
Our high school graduates are entering a world where they're competing with students from Beijing and Shanghai and all these other places around the world. And what the IB program does is not only gives them a level of rigor in their work, but it also exposes them to a more global perspective, which I think is a really invaluable part of education, particularly today.
IB will give you the necessary skills to move far in your life. And I'm not only talking about getting a career or getting a nice job that pays a lot of money. I'm talking about learning how to be a complete person.
It's the greatest feeling in the world to see someone using my product in terms of the self-reliance, the organization, time management, just being able to think for myself. IB is always going to be a facet of that skill set.
Regardless of where you want to be after high school, the more you push yourself now, the better prepared that you'll be.